9 starts right now.
Decades of deceit, more than 6,000 pages of documents, stunning new details about
the Reputation Protection Program.
Sexual abuse involving 41 priests, including
the priest that raped me when I was a young girl.
One priest who may have molested as many as 200 boys, and the stunning revelation
fraud, fraud, and fraud
that could lead to a federal investigation of Cardinal Timothy Dolan. Good evening. The church abuse scandal has deepened greatly with the release of these new documents.
More than 6,000 pages released by the Archdiocese of Milwaukee, painting a picture of how the church dealt with abuse allegations over years.
Yeah, we have had a team of reporters scouring these records.
We begin tonight with Fox 6's Mike Lowe, who has an interview of the disturbing documents.
The victims' names have been redacted from the documents, but names of the church hierarchy are there in black and white, namely former Archbishop Timothy Dolan.
Our joyful Mother Mary.
The popular prelate became the Cardinal of New York and has even been mentioned as a possibility to be the first American pope. But church critics say he may be a criminal, and they're calling this letter from Dolan to the Vatican a smoking gun. They say it proves Dolan committed federal bankruptcy fraud. They say he conspired with the Vatican to transfer $57 million from the Archdiocese coffers to a new fund called the Cemetery Perpetual Care Trust. Dolan writes the transfer of these assets could protect them from any legal claim and liability. The files also contain correspondence. In a 2004 letter from then Milwaukee Archbishop Timothy Dolan to then Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger, the man who later became Pope Benedict XVI, Dolan outlined several clergy abuse cases, asking the Vatican for justice tempered by mercy. There were more than 40 priests named in the abuse file. In a never-before-released transcript of Dolan's deposition, church leaders appear more concerned about the image of the church than the safety of children. Dolan is asked if the release of documents would lead to great scandal. Dolan answers, "I was told not to release the names because it would cause scandal." The documents detail offers of what look like payoffs to perpetrator priests. Father John Wagner, for example, was accused of abusing boys from the 1970s through the 1990s. In a letter to Dolan, Wagner's representative writes, "I do not believe the offer of $10,000 at the time of laicization and $10,000 at the time of dispensation is sufficient." But documents also show Dolan attempted to deal with Wagner and ran into resistance from the Vatican. Back in 2005, he wrote an urgent letter to Rome saying Wagner has not been in compliance, detailing more than 10 incidents that included genital fondling and rape, also showing what Wagner had cost the Archdiocese $500,000 in out-of-court settlements. Even with a rape accusation, it took almost a year for the Vatican to respond, and even then the letter was to say they needed more documentation. 2 years later, Dolan again wrote to the Vatican asking for Wagner's removal. The file ends with that letter. Cardinal Dolan also responded to some of the accusations that he tried to shield church assets and that he attempted to pay off priests. Cardinal Dolan in a statement said those are, quote, discredited attacks. Back to you.
Thank you.